Good morning, it's Leah. As you can probably tell, this is not my usual porch location for the Nervous System Diaries. We decided to come and visit some friends at their cottage. Now, I grew up in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I live in Toronto now. So this is about a 7 to 8 hour drive to get here. And so my husband and I did it. And I knew that we needed to get out into nature. I mean, look how gorgeous this is. It's just unbelievable. And nature does something for your nervous system. So a couple things along the way as we were driving. First of all, my husband listened to my podcast that I just recorded about why I hate my kids, and he sort of laughed at it. I asked him if there was anything he disagreed or agreed with. The one thing he said he didn't agree with was, he said, it's not an Airbnb, it's more like a bed and breakfast that we run when our adult kids come home. But anyhow, and I do appreciate the feedback that people have been sending me. A lot of you have said you feel seen, and it's not something that we discuss. So I really appreciate that feedback and solidarity to us who are navigating all the transitions of having these young adult kids as they go out into the world and build their own lives in adult world. Secondly, as we were driving, we hit major road traffic, which is not uncommon in Toronto, but it wasn't in Toronto. It was sort of in the middle of our drive, and the highway was completely closed, completely. We don't know why. Was it construction or an accident? And it rerouted us to a completely different way. Normally it's a very straightforward way that we get there, and we had to go through these winding tiny little towns, one-way lanes. It really slowed us down, but it did get me thinking about the nervous system, as everything usually does, that sometimes we think it is going to be a straight direction from A to B, and it's not. It is like A to C, and then back to F, and then back to J, and back to E. And a healthy nervous system is one that can respond flexibly to it. Now, we really wanted to get here. We wanted to see our friends. We're not staying very long. It was a beautiful day. We were frustrated, but there's nothing we could do. So we tried to enjoy the scenery, explore, driving through all these little towns we'd never even seen before. We stopped at a little diner by the side of the road and sat down and had lunch, which often when we're just driving on the highway, we just pull over and just eat on the highway. And so we were able to make it a little bit different, and we still arrived. We still arrived at our destination, but it took longer. It wasn't the path we thought. And I think that's it with the nervous system. Sometimes we just have to keep our eye on the destination and not worry so much about, are we on the exact path that we thought was going to be the exact path? Because when I woke up this morning, it's like 3 highways. Boom, 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 we're going to be there. And it didn't. It took like, I don't know, 15 different little highways, country roads. We were like turning on gravel roads at some point. We had no idea where we were. I mean, we did because of the GPS. But I wanted to remind you and myself of that, because sometimes I do get really set in this is what it's supposed to look like. Another example is I have been working on a little project that I'm excited to share with you. I've been working on it since the beginning of June, and it was going to be a 2-week project. I think I mentioned this in my last video too, because it's really on my mind. And here we are. It's almost 3 months. And it's going to take another couple of weeks because I just encountered some other challenges. And it's frustrating because I feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything following the instructions, and I'm still running into bumps. And again, that's kind of what we have to expect when we are living life and we have a healthy nervous system. It's interesting. My stepson was talking the other day about work and was just saying that, you know, in school, sometimes you were able to learn something. They gave you the instructions on how to do it. And if you did it properly, you would get a good mark. And, you know, as growing up and becoming an adult, you realize like you do something and you can do it perfectly, follow all the instructions, and you still may not see success. you still may not, depending on your definition. I think there's always success, because sometimes the success is what you're learning, or the success is in the experience, in the journey. But it's not like an ATM machine. You can't just put in your code, or it's not a vending machine. You can't just put in your code, select it, and boom, it falls. Some things in life are like that, but so many things are not. And the nervous system is not like that too. You can't just put in, well, I've done my meditation, I did my walk, I, sat in nature, and why am I still dysregulated? There are so many nuances, there's so many things. And a healthy nervous system is constantly appraising, looking for safety, assessing whether there's danger, and that's going to change depending on your capacity and your experience. So the more we can offer our nervous system invitations to safety, drops of safety, the more we're going to be able to regulate ourselves in the moment. So sitting out here in nature at this beautiful, beautiful cottage reminds me this is just another drop of safety that I need in my life. I'd love to have more of it. I'd love to have a cottage on a lake so I could come here. I'm like, my nervous system really needs this. But there are ways that I can create it. Sometimes it's my front porch. Sometimes it's just going for a walk. Sometimes it's just lying in bed, putting my hand on my heart. Lots of different ways to regulate. The important thing is that we are introducing these things. We're helping our nervous system to become flexible. So that's what I have for you today. I'm gonna go enjoy this sunshine and this beautiful weather before our long 8-hour drive home tomorrow. All right, love you. Bye.